Hello YouTubers and welcome to the beginning of a new week. We've got Monday, we've got Suit Monday, we've got Motivation Monday, whatever Monday you want to call it. It is the beginning of the week. Hopefully all of you have had a great day so far and you've started the week off right, whether that is wearing a suit or whether that is just getting through the Monday in general. But we've got Yam, we're going to do an erg this morning, working on erg technique. Thank you so much to everyone who sort of commented on the video from Saturday with Adam. When I was editing the video, I looked at my technique and I was thinking, that needs some work. And then a lot of you commented, look, that really needs some work. So this week, when I'm on the erg, I'm going to double down on focusing on the technique and trying to get the feeling I was able to get in the 8, but on the erg. Because I think the rowing technique on the water was coming along nicely. But since we spent a lot of time on the water, nothing on the erg during race season, the erg technique has obviously taken a big hit. So focusing on sort of hanging off the arms and not grabbing with it, kind of like Adam is doing. And what I'll do is also look at the technique over today. I'm not sure if I'll do that first workout or second workout, but I'll talk about the video on Saturday during this video so I can sort of compare and show you guys what I'm talking about. For obviously the people that have commented know what I'm talking about, but just so you can, for the other people who might be wanting to know what I'm talking about, to then see, just analyze the two videos and then see if I can actually improve in today's just steady state. So first things first, Yam is, Yam, sit. Yeah, Yam, sit. Sit. Good boy. So Yam's doing a sit now. Good boy. Probably waiting on a treat. We've been training him quite nicely, but now he's sitting. I'm going to give him a treat, get into the club, get ready to do this workout. Nice steady state to start off on Monday morning, and then maybe start with some weights this week as well. But we'll see what's happening for the rest of the day after our first workout, so let's get to it. Okay, and as we get the time lapse of the start of today's erg, we'll get to the end of it later. But like I said, we're going to talk a little bit about my erg technique versus Adam. So we're going to go right into it and right on to this is rate 24 on Saturday of the first 1K at rate 24. So as you can already see, my arms versus Adam's arms are quite a lot more bent off the catch. So as you can see, my right arm, left arm not so much, but my right arm for sure is just bending straight off the catch. The catch is where my legs are fully sort of bent and it's towards the fan to the right hand side of the screen. So that means that I'm not using the big muscles off the catch as well as I can be. And then we'll switch over to rate 26 now. And as you can see, the technique doesn't improve. So we'll switch over to Adam now. Especially his left arm is very, very straight, and as you can see, as he's pushing off the catch, there's not really a sort of judder, if you will. So it's very sort of smooth off the catch, and he's using the big muscles that I was speaking about. So his legs, his back, all connected, so he can push back and generate a good amount of speed without too much inefficiency. And that's where I'm sort of running into an issue. As I'm using small muscles to sort of grab on and hook up to the catch, they're going to tire faster, and then when we get faster and faster, as we'll see in a second, as we go up in the rate and I get more tired, then I've got nowhere really to go, and I have to sort of increase rate and just sort of dig deeper, rather than Adam, we'll see, looks a bit more relaxed, a bit more smooth, where he's just focusing on putting the power down. So why don't we switch to the last piece at rate 34, and then we'll talk about that. And now at rate 34, you can see that I'm now grabbing even more with the arms, and also sort of, if you watch my head, that's suggesting my back is sort of opening off the catch as well. Now if you look at Adam, he's still looking definitely smoother than I am, but you start to see that sort of shunt off the catch. It's a little bit there in Adam, but it's very, very clear on my rowing there on the machine, especially as we pick up the rate. So we were sitting around 34 just now, and then as we were coming into the end of the piece, you'll see as we tire out, like I said before, it gets, essentially the technique does get worse, but we're generating sort of 119s, 118, so the speed is good, but obviously if I can improve my efficiency and use the bigger muscles better and not tire myself out as much, then I should be able to generate better splits better. So as you can see now, I've shortened the slide a little bit and I'm trying to use my legs more and not go quite as open in the back as I'm tiring out. But we're going to skip towards the end of the 1K and I'll explain a little bit about the technique there. And so now we're in the sort of last 250, the real hard bit of the workout, the hardest bit. As you can see, I'm rowing a bit shorter. Adam, rowing a bit shorter now. I'm definitely grabbing more with the arms. Adam's now grabbing a little bit with the arms too. Not as much as me, of course. But we're both trying to get the split as low as we possibly can. So our technique is, sort of mine especially, is going out the window a little bit. And that's obviously not what you want to do. But if you're at the end of an erg test or the end of pieces like we are here, and you're just trying to get the split as low as possible, it is okay sometimes to see that technique fall through a little bit. But you really do want to find that place where your technique fails. So obviously I found that at the very beginning of the workout, and it's not an excuse for me. I should be able to do it on the lower intensity stuff as well, as we get a little fist bump. But as you can tell, still a lot of improvements to be had here. Basically the biggest thing is trying not to grab with the arms off the catch, so I can then use the bigger muscles earlier and then be more efficient as I sort of progress through a piece. And as you can tell from Adam, I'm not doing so hot, and Adam is really, he's worked hard, he is, and his splits are way faster than mine, but he's obviously, it seems, just got a little bit more in the tank, and I was pretty much flat out. And that's probably partly because his technique is very good on the erg. So now what we'll do is we'll go back to the workout that I was doing this morning, right here, and let's see if I've made any bits of improvement. So it looks like I'm grabbing a little bit still, but the arms are definitely a little bit straighter than they were on Saturday. So obviously it is a big thing for me to be working on, and when I'm on the erg especially, it does feel quite strange when my arms don't grab. It feels like I'm forcing them to do it. And obviously with a big change, as I finish off, obviously with a big change, it kind of will feel awkward to have that change because you're so used to doing the opposite. So now it is time, as we look at that disgusting sweat puddle, to get some food. And we're outside here. Hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of how to row and how not to row, featuring myself and Adam Neal. And hopefully you saw a little bit of an improvement there towards the end of that erg just now on hanging off the handle a little bit and keeping the arms straight so I can get connected and use the big muscles a bit better. But that's something I work on I should be working on more, and my default is to grab with the arm, especially on a flat out piece, and it is a lot easier to work on when you're doing steady state. But if you can work on it in steady state, the amount of time you're spending there, hopefully it can transfer up, and then keeping the focus there, become autonomous. But we've got some breaded egg toast to fuel up after the session. And thank you very much again to all the constructive criticism on Saturday's vlog. It's really helpful to get feedback from you guys. It's just a reminder, because usually you guys are on top of what I'm already thinking. But if the amount of people that were like, oh dear, that was looking a bit heinous, then it really backs up what I'm thinking. Rather than me thinking, I think I could work on that, it's more like, I definitely need to work on that. But it was an obvious one there on Saturday. So keeping on the improvements there, made a little bit of a difference on that erg. I think one of the issues on Saturday was being flat out. I was focused on the split and the heart rate, not the technique. Whereas today, I was more focused on the heart rate and the technique, and the split was a little bit slower, maybe like half a split slower, but the heart rate was still in range, and the technique I feel like was a lot better, but still a little bit to go. But now we're going to continue to fuel up, or keep fueling up, or get fueled up after that session, because remember, food is fuel. And we've made it into the gym to do the first sort of building in weight session to get the DOMs in and then begin the weights process. So let's get to it. And we've made it back out here onto the balcony after the weight session to fuel up, because remember, food is fuel. We've got some delicious chili con carne today, so we're going to fuel up on that, and then Yam's got his food as well, chowing down. But after the weight session, so the weights weren't too heavy, but the DOMs have already begun, so it's more like IOMs, immediate onset muscle soreness, not delayed. Partly because I've not done weights in maybe 2 months or so, so it doesn't really matter what you do after having a break from weights, which we'll probably talk about tomorrow. You're going to get DOMs, and some people sort of have different opinions how you should approach getting back into weights. So today I went lighter than I normally would, but I also feel weaker because I've not been doing weights. But even after the first set, or even just the warm-up set of squats with the bar, the quads were already burning, and the first set of RDLs, the hamstrings are burning. So probably tomorrow walking will be an issue, and I'm going to talk about that tomorrow, of how to deal with the DOMs, because we'll see how I feel tomorrow. If I'm feeling terrible, then I'll let you know what I do to sort of feel better, but if I don't feel terrible, then I can't really tell you what to do, or what I do anyway. But now it is time to fuel up. Oh yeah! And we've made it outside of the club for another day. Yam is pooped, so we're going to get him into the car and head back home. But hopefully enjoyed today's video, something a little bit different, talking about sort of my erg technique. Obviously, especially on Saturday, wasn't the greatest, and so it's easy to see where I can improve on. And I've never really said, oh look, you should do sort of my technique. And everyone sort of has their own things to improve on, so I'm trying to improve on my erg technique, my rowing technique, strength, fitness, so quite a lot of things. But like I said, and I've said that before, everyone sort of has their things they want to improve on, and I'm just trying to bring you guys along on the journey with me through, hopefully, my improvements. But now, that will be the end of the episode on this scorching hot day with the Suit Monday. So hopefully everyone's had a great day today, and we'll head on through the week. And as always, Yamsquad, remember to subscribe if you haven't already, hit that like button, and have a good one.